Good evening. For me, it's evening. I don't know what it is for you. I would like to do a little tutorial today. And then I want to clean my makeup bags because I've got a million of them. If you would like to have a makeup look without looking like you have makeup on, I have nothing on right now. Clean slate. So I bought this cute little thing today. I saw this in the store and couldn't resist. It's Brow Fantastic by Revlon. Up until now, I've been mostly using eyeliners to do my eyebrows because, as you can see, thanks to age, my eyebrows don't really show that much. When I look in the mirror, I can see that the hairs are there, but I'm not winking at you, sorry. You know, there is hair there, but it's just lightened up so much, and it has thinned out somewhat. I've never had thick, beautiful eyebrows, but I always used a black eyeliner for my eyebrows. So I want to try, this is actually one, not the first time, I'm sure, but this is one of those times when, it's been a long time, when I would like to try using an actual eyebrow pencil. This one looked good. It was not too expensive, but it, you know, it looked like it would work well on my brows. It's brown. My hair's brown. Because the black always just seemed to me to look unnatural. Because I don't have black hair. I have brown hair with a few grays mixed in. But so I'm going to try just brushing the actual hairs and getting a more unnatural look. And then I'll use brow combs to see what kind of a natural look I can get, because that's kind of the idea of what we're going for tonight, is a natural look, you know, for women like me who are in our 50s, who make just a daytime look, basically, that brings things out yet you don't really look like you have makeup on. And I've learned a few tricks on how to do that, and I would love to share them with you. So the first thing we want to do is, I got a lighted mirror here. I can't do this okay, it's just kind of find the hairs. Yeah, just, can you see that? Can you see what I'm doing there? Just kind of find the hairs, and I'm just kind of very lightly going over the hair. You want a brow pencil that is the same color as your hair, which this actually looks almost lighter than my hair, but it's not, because my hair, it's dark brown and my hair is dark brown, but for some reason in videos, my hair ends up looking darker than it really is, which you'd think that the lights would bleach it out, but it doesn't. Yes, it's just dark brown. But this was the closest they had to the color of my brows, so this is what I'm going to use. If I have to go over it with something a little darker after really lightly, I can. But, you know, you don't want to go, you know, or just, you know, draw it on. You want to just light brushes right where the hairs are, in the shape that you want your brow to be. You know, you're not drawing it on. You're just going with the natural. See the difference? So you're just going with the natural contour of your brow. And then I use my fingers to just kind of smudge it into place to make it look more natural. So you got a brush, and you've got the comb, and I like to just go up and over the hairs in a natural way, and then take the brush and then just brush you know, and it just helps blend it in. And if you feel like you want, see, I think I'm gonna go a little darker than that.
Because my hair's a little darker, and sometimes once you blend it, but wonderful people. So,
and now I'm going to just kind of, you know, blend it a little with my fingers and get it to look a little bit more. Yeah, see, if you go with the hairs, only on the hairs, and don't, the main thing is you don't want to draw some perfect little, you know, edge color in like you're doing a coloring book, because it's going to look like you're doing a coloring book. And then you just want to take, you know, your brush here and just kind of go over it. Just bring this one forward a little bit. And this is, like I said, this is going to be light makeup. Nothing. We're not even going to use mascara. What? You're saying to me, what? No mascara? How are we going to pull this off? You'll see. That's not too bad. Very natural. What do you think? They look like my natural brows. You know, they're a little lighter than my hair color. Which brows, unless you have black hair, brows are sometimes lighter than your natural hair color. Nice product. I might get one that's a tiny bit darker, but that's not bad. All in all, at least it gives, it shows that I have brows. Now, I always do eyes first. I think I've mentioned before that I'm not real big on doing a lot on the face, although I do have concealers that I use, and I have some powders to kind of even things up. I don't like a lot of heavy foundation. I really never use foundations. I mostly use concealers and just evening powders, powders that even skin tone, and that's pretty much all I use. I know there's some good mineral powders out there. Now with the eyes, I always use black. You want your eyes to pop. You know, you want your eyes really to be noticeable. And you can use black on your brows if you really feel that, you know, it's, once you do your eyes, you look at your brows and say, oh, I can't see them, you know. You can use any color you want with these techniques. I'm using what's right for me, but you have to use what's right for you. And if I look at someone's face, someone else's face, you know, I'll look at their eyes, I'll look at their brows, I'll look at different features, you know, the shade, the tone of their skin, and automatically I say, okay, this would look good on you. So I am going to, now, because I'm not going to use mascara, we're going to use, this is going to be our mascara as well as an eyeliner. You don't want to go overboard with it. You know, you just have to gentle, light wisps. Okay, just like with your brows, you want it to look natural. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to start at the brow, at the lash line where your lashes start. And you're just going to brush right where the lashes are. Almost as if you're putting on mascara, but you're not. You're going to brush. So I will show you here. Of course, my eye doesn't want to stay open. It tickles. You're tickling me. So you kind of just want to, you actually, instead of doing a line, you're going to actually brush up like this. And it's going to be more like I said, it's like you're putting on mascara instead of, you're not going to use mascara. And then And, you know, you're not going to draw a line too much on the outside. You just want to pretty much stick to drawing. And, you know, at the same time as you're going up like this, it's not only drawing giving some color to your lashes. And look, I mean, I have like no my lashes, they're just as bad as my brows. They're so light you can't see them. But this is good because it gives you, don't poke yourself in the eye. Be very wary of that. But just make sure you kind of, you know, and I spread my lashes out as I do it. And you're kind of putting a little bit of color just on the skin at the lash line at the same time as you're doing this. I don't know if you can already see a difference between this and this. But this is what we want, is we just want a very soft. For some reason with me, when I get towards this area, it tickles. But if you're used to putting on mascara, it shouldn't bother you. I just don't want to poke myself in the eye.
Wanting to do.
So it's kind of like that. It's very natural looking. And then you want to do the same on the other side. Now at this point, you're probably thinking, I could just put on mascara and it's quicker. Because this is a little time consuming. A little more time consuming. That's your choice. You know, if mascara is, this is for people like me. Number one, I'm trying to give a more natural look. And mascara, you can just tell when someone's wearing mascara. I don't care what they're wearing. I have seen, unless they're wearing false lashes that look really, really natural, most people, you can tell that they're wearing mascara. What this does is it gives you a look of having naturally dark lashes without that clumpy mascara look. And yes, it does take a little longer, but to me it's worth it. And if you brush up, push up as you color, make sure you have a good eyeliner that can color light hairs. Because if you get something that's too light, it's not going to work. If you get something that's too dark, you can't use liquid eyeliners with this. This is my ever faithful CoverGirl Inkit that I use. And if any of my box subscriptions decide to send me some nice eyeliners for this, it'll be great. I could do another tutorial. Make sure you brush up. Everything goes up when you're putting on makeup to try to look younger. In this case, we're not only trying to look a little younger, but we just want to look like, we want to have makeup on without looking like we have makeup on, but bringing out our features. So once we do the top lashes, which my right ones always come out better than my left, then you do the same with the bottom. You just do a little brush on the bottom lashes without, and these are a little easier because you can just kind of go along. You don't have to go up or down. You just kind of go along like this. See the difference between the eye I did and the under. I didn't do that one yet. You can see that it makes my eyes, you know, it's a little bit, but once we do the rest, it'll make it, because I have such small eyes. And then this side is it's drooping a lot on this side. I have I don't know why, but this side's not so bad, but this side my lid's drooping a lot. And if you have puffiness, see how I got puffiness under my eyes? I use those under eye puffy things, or I have that stuff that I actually got through Ipsy. It says bye bye puffy eyes. I'm sure it doesn't work overnight. I've actually only used it once, so I'm not expecting it to work yet. Ice packs can help with that too a little bit. So that's, you know, you might want to do that. Now you might want to take your brush here. Take your little comb and just comb your lashes up. I don't use eyelash curlers because I don't have enough lashes to use eyelash curlers. Alright, so we're not going to do fake lashes today. We want everything to look natural. Before I put on anything else, I'm going to use this, and this is also an Avon product. This is a type of anti-aging concealer. And with this, I want to use a brush. I want to use a brush like this with this because it is a concealer, but you want to paint it on at first. You're going to paint it. And it's going to actually, like, at this point, you'll see everything. You'll see what I'm going to do, though, to cover that up. And I also have some red on my cheeks here, so as much as people like rosy, I don't want rosy cheeks. We're going to do. So I'm just going to go over under the eyes. And just pack it on for now. Don't worry about, oh my goodness, I can see it. Everything will be covered and worked. Okay. So once we have that on, now we're going to, you can use your fingers. I prefer to use a sponge. I take a little sponge, it doesn't have to be, and I just kind of blend it with my skin, and always go up, always blend up. Something, even when I was young, I learned that in modeling school. You always want to blend up, and sometimes, you know, yes, you're gonna still, yeah, I got wrinkles, I'm old, but we're not done. So unless you slather on this, you know, an inch of makeup, come on, let's face it, we have wrinkles, you know, we've earned them, we've lived through a lot. So this is definitely something that you want to, don't worry at this point if you see, we're just evening out a little bit of our skin tone here with the concealer. So don't worry about that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use pressed powder. This is where our powders come in handy. I always use ivory because I have such a ivory skin tone. So I always start with the forehead and work outwards. Don't cover up your pretty brows, though. If you want to, you know, do this first and then do this other stuff after, that's up to you. I prefer to, I don't know, maybe because for me, the eyes are the hardest, you know, doing the, around the eyes, so I like to get that done and over with. But, you know, just put a little on your eyelids. And then you want to bring this down. It just kind of evenly cover your whole face. And go under your neck. Make sure you don't have like a line right here where your makeup ends. I can remember I remember that when I was younger, seeing like my friends' mothers, and they'd have like a line right here, and I'd be like, I don't think so. And you can put this pressed powder on your... Now remember, this is a simplistic but long routine. You can make it shorter. I'm dragging it out to show for the purpose of this tutorial. So, but basically you just want to kind of cover everything. Don't forget above your lip. Okay. There, so that your skin tone's more even. And then after we do that, I like to put on a bronzer. So I have a bronzer here. And this is it gives your face a little glow. And I put it, I just put it mostly on my cheek area. Because this is what you want. You want a little glow here. We are going to use a little blusher over this. But this helps with. And all this stuff is powder. And it's soft. And it makes your face feel refreshed. At least I think it does. I just can't get rid of it. I don't know why my left eye has more bags, more wrinkles, more everything. I mean, my right eye. Probably because I sleep on my right side, so everything's wrinkling up more. I don't know. So this is just a little glow bronzer. I like to take a light. This is actually different colors of blushers. And you can actually, these are meant to be used. This is Milani. But you can actually use these on your eyes or on your cheeks. What I do to kind of give it an overall effect is, and I haven't done the eyes yet for a reason, is I kind of take this and I kind of go over the whole thing. So you're like kind of getting, and then I start with the eyes. The lights are getting to my... Because I wanted to make sure this came out good, so I have some studio lighting in here from my photography studio that I brought up. So you want to start with this, and I like this because it's not just one color, so it gives you a nice soft look. I like soft. You might have figured that one out. So then we're gonna take it, and then we're just gonna kind of bring it down right below the cheekbone right here, and then we're just gonna pat a little. Right below the cheekbone, so that it gives it a little lifted look. And then because you've got your bronzer, your glowing bronzer up here, that helps. I noticed that nowadays the trend is to take your blush, take just a color of blush and just go, I don't like that. I'm sorry, but a lot of people look like clowns because they've got, these circles on. We need to look like we don't have any makeup on. So we're just going to do some patting down here. And, and also don't forget, the idea of this is to make you look like you have higher cheekbones without actually having higher cheekbones, because I don't have high cheekbones. I never have. I'm a little heavier set, and, my cheekbones disappeared a long time ago. Any cheekbones I did have disappeared a long time ago. I'm hoping to be able to go on a weight loss journey at some point here. Okay, so once we have that, and to me, that's it for the face. That's all you need. This acts as, this is your blusher, but it also just, it's just very light. You know, we're not going out. This is not a going out for the evening. This is maybe daytime. Now we're going to go to our eyeshadows. Now I found this, which I actually like better than the other one, but I'm only going to use these two. And actually, I might even just use the top one. We'll see. And I might use something from the brown palette, because those will mix nice for a very light yet lifting appearance. One thing as a photographer I learned about lighting is that everything looks different depending on the light that you're in. So I am just going to use, I'm going to use this brush here, because it's got just the right size for what I'm looking for, since we don't want, oh, sorry, hit the table, since we don't want anything too heavy. We're mostly going to stick to the top of the lashes here to give a little, with a little bit darker color to give a little lift, and then a lighter color on the rest, up over here. I'll show you. So we're going to take, I'm going to actually use this brown right here, but put it on very lightly. It's kind of a dark brown, but it'll blend nice. So you want to kind of start along the lash line, and then kind of just bring it very, and I mean delicate. I'm barely touching. If you worry about the powder falling onto your cheek, which it just did on me, you could put a tissue here. That's the other good thing about using just powders, is that if a powder falls on your face, you can easily brush it off and it's not going to leave color on your face. If it does, it's easy to fix. So we're just going to brush it just nice and up. Just bring it up. My eyes are sensitive to the light, so there. So if you see the difference, it's not a heavy, and we're still going to blend, but it's not a heavy shadow. See? But yet this eye, if you look at this eye compared to this eye, this one has that more lifted appearance, and that's my bad eye. You know, the other eye, it should look really good. But I'm not going to use these again because these are kind of shimmery, and we don't really want too much of a shimmery look. But that was it was such a good natural color, I couldn't help but use it. So now we're going to just go to our, this is kind of like an off-white color. And that will not only look good, it'll help bring out this stuff we just used, but it'll help blend it. And I'm barely touching. You know, that's the key when you want to go natural, is so light, such a light touch. Very light touch. I'm trying to be as realistic here as I can. You know, I've watched a lot of makeup tutorials where I'm like, yeah, right. Like, I'm going to do that, you know, where they use about 100 products. And you can tell that everything about them is fake. It's all makeup. I don't like that look. I like a more natural look. I mean, yeah, if you really look, you can tell I have makeup on, yeah. But I look better than I did with nothing. And you know, you don't see these huge dark lashes that, you know, I don't look like a Barbie doll. I mean, I'm, you know, I'm in my 50s and I want to look like a Barbie doll. But, so you want to make sure it's even on both sides. So, and that's, there you go. Now we just have lips and that's it. It's a pretty simplistic routine. You know, some of it may take a little getting used to, may take a little time. I'm obviously going slow and being very careful because I want you to see what I'm doing. And all we really need for lipstick is something like, this is a purple, but not really sure if that's going to go with, I think that's too dark. We want to find something, something with a lighter, more natural look. Okay, that's it's not too bad. I think it's lighter than it looks in the, and I'm not one of these people who uses a brush. I just put it right on. And I go with the natural, I don't use liners, and I go with the natural contour of my lips. So if you want, you go one side, and then like that. And if it's too dark, if you feel it's too dark, which actually I think this complements really well, you can take a tissue and just, you know, lighten it up a little bit. It'll still be there. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Yes, I'm still old. Yes, I still have some wrinkles. Yes, I still have some bags. But I have makeup on. I think I look better than I do without it, even though it's very light. If I want something heavier, I know how to go heavier. Even someone that's overweight like myself, I think it's a good look, you know, where people aren't going to go, you know. We all know those looks. So anyways, thank you very much for watching my tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and I certainly hope that you can learn something from this. I hope it's helping you. And subscribe down below if you like it and you want to see more, because there's going to be a lot more. If you like horses, cats, I have YouTube videos on those. You can go to my link tree. You can go, I will put my link tree link down in the description, and you can go there. I have all kinds of places that you can go and things that you can see. It's not all makeup related. I'm a writer, so there's books and just all kinds of fun stuff. At least I hope you think it's fun. But subscribe. Give me a subscribe and tell me where you're from. Talk to me. I'd love to hear from you, and let me know what you think of the video. Thank you very much, and you have a really, really good night.